What's going on, everyone? It's Jeremy with JMed's Brick Clicks. I built a Lego Alcatraz. I got this little set over here a few years ago. Actually, it's been 6 or 7 years ago. We had a little micro Alcatraz, or maybe nano Alcatraz. It came in this San Francisco skyline set. Well, other than that printed tile, I really wish I had another one of those. We have another Alcatraz. Now, I didn't make this completely on my own. I found somebody that had made something very, very similar to this on reBrickable.com. I got his instructions, built what he built, and then I started adding hundreds, maybe 1,000 extra pieces. A little bit more shoreline. We added some lettering. We added a few other builds, actually 3 or 4 other buildings, and then made some corrections to where it actually looks like it actually is. So, how long is this thing? Well, I got my little old tape measurer out, and I can't do it one-handed. What's this thing say? Ford Steel Company, St. Louis, Missouri. I got this from my grandpa about a decade ago. We'll put that tape down, go on over. We are right at 24 inches, which means I need to alter this because some of my shelving units, just these for example, they're 23 inches. So I have to take off a little bit of that water to make it fit on one of these shelves. Probably not that one on the bottom. I'll probably move some stuff. That's a temporary one. So yeah. That's where we are. I don't want to set it up top because then I'll never be able to see it. And then as for all the other shelves over here, yeah, I don't really know if, but these are all the same size shelves. I got all these from Target. They're like $40 at Target. 6 foot tall, perfect shelves. They're cheaper than what they sell at IKEA, just in case you were wondering. Quick moment back in time when you can see all the ugliness for the supports. Let's come up over the top. So the water's all kind of the same. This one, what is this? Western side? Northern side. Northern side of the island. Our power plant and Model Industries building. Our dock's going to go right here. And then the housing. So yeah, just a quick little, and there's all the pieces that are left on that side and over there. All right. So let's take a tour of the island. Now, why did I build this? Well, I was there in 2019. Got to do the tour. You pull up right here, right where the little booth is. You got some of the buildings. You go up in this little building. It's got the little archway. You watch a little movie about it, then you make your way up. Past the morgue, fire station or the fire department, and then the old model assemblies building, manufacturing and power plant buildings. You can make your way up to the water tower, which I think they were working on at the time, and then into the main cell house. I added the warden's house, which actually burnt, but added it just kind of back to what it could have looked like. I did that, but I didn't add all of the housing for a lot of the staff that's there, along with the prison guards and their families that lived on this lower part of the island. All the houses are gone. It's now just like a huge bird haven where there's thousands or tens of thousands of birds. We got the lighthouse there. I almost thought about trying to light that thing up. But by the time I got all this built, because you can see we've got quite the elevation. Yeah, I was pretty committed to not doing it at that point, but originally I had thought about it, and I do have the pieces to do it. But it would be a big teardown to be able to run the wiring to get down in there. So maybe later. Got the lettering, or discharge. Let's come around the side using the little teeth. Make decent little sailboats, honestly. We added some trees, added some foliage. Try to change up the color a little bit so it's not just all one color of green, which isn't realistic in real life. All right, let's bring it to the back side. A little bit more sand. I mean, the whole thing is called the rock, but there are some areas where some sand has occurred or just piled up. A couple trees. The yard. The yard was a big change I made because, yeah, I added the green in here where the baseball field is, or was. Still kind of is. And then how it comes all the way over where you come out here to go down in the yard. And you've got this little building here where there's a door actually right there on the yard that comes out to this lower building. And I think right around here is where I got a picture with my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, a day before she became my fiance when we took these pictures. So I'll add one or two of those photos in just for fun, just so you see. Yeah, some of our pictures. So there's some of the buildings. So you got those two big buildings that are famous, and then you got this other building. When we were there, they had a big art museum, or like art show on display in this building. Not sure why, I guess just using it for something. But anyway, that was interesting. It was really unexpected. The cell house, which I was thinking about, do I want to make it realistic because I added the warden's little house, or do I want to make it kind of the way it is now, where if I did, I was going to add solar panels. So I'm really kind of an in-between era because, yeah, that's got the smoke coming out of it, which means it's an active building. So that's kind of why I left it like that and added the warden's house. But then I never got around to building any of the buildings over here. So that could be a thing in the future if I want to make this just a little bit more. When we come up top, yeah, using those different color blues. So use the dark blue, little regular blue, and then that medium azure, and then just tile over them with blue tiles. That's how you get that effect, which, yeah, it works really well, especially showing the darker color water and then coming up to the more shallow right around the coast. What do you think? Now, I'm really happy with it. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's the reBrickable set is like 2,700 pieces. There's no doubt that I'm probably about 3,500 on this at this point, adding, changing, altering stuff. But yeah, the builder did a great job with it. I think I just went a little bit just beyond that to make it a little bit more identical to some photos. But anyway, I got that from my wife right after we got back. We also got engaged right over here, well, over here on this island with the Golden Gate in the background, and then way off in the distance was Alcatraz. So San Francisco's, it's got a special thing for me just because of how some things started. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I know it's a little bit different video if you're still watching anyway. But yeah, check out my other videos. There's plenty of other stuff. It's not just this one-off weird stuff, but there is plenty of other stuff. You saw the shelves. There might be something there of interest, hopefully. So thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.